Are you ready for me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I just have a couple of questions. The first one is the Old Town Hall. You know, Historical Society is really interested in it. And we're hoping that you're going to put it back on the warrant so that people can vote on it, and hopefully.
Yeah, we've discussed that even with Paul coming in. We're hoping to have that definitely on the spring ballot.
Of the spring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you have to raise and appropriate money for it, and a couple of years ago when Karen was in, we had that question from us. You can't raise and appropriate in November without bonding it, so we don't want to bond it.
Sure.
So we'll wait till then. But yeah, definitely needs to be done. Like to have, me personally, would love to have a plan. Who's going to use it? What are we going to use it for? You know, why spend all this money? There's a lot of people I've spoken with in town. Why spend all that money if we don't know what we're doing with it? But I don't know what the historical, my thought was, and other people have mentioned it to me, was I don't know what the Historical Society, I think you use the Academy for meetings.
Just 3 months out of the year because of all the conditions that the Academy has, and we use the library. But
would that be a building that you'd be interested in, I guess, to
I mean,
make a museum out of or
for
something?
a lot of other things.
You know, I don't know.
You know, for the different groups I belong to, right now we all use the Congregational Church.
Sure.
And have been for the last few years.
Because you'll end up with a basement, you know, I'm assuming, because that's, American Legion was looking at that, using that somewhat downstairs. But I don't know, it's just a thought somebody had thrown out there as a resident too, was a museum, you know, and having done some genealogy myself, different towns, Cornish and Porter and different things like that, it's neat, you can drive in, there's your Historical Society, but I've thinking about that with Lebanon, I don't know where to find anybody.
Yeah.
I know individuals, but not.
Because one of the, you know, truthfully, I did look at it for historical, and at one time I thought of sort of using the upper floor because the old kitchen
Oh, yeah.
would have been a perfect spot to store things and make it more secure.
Yep.
The only thing wrong with it is the stairs.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, using it, well, it's never been heated in winter anyhow,
right.
So that would be another
Tough
hindrance to having.
Those are the kind of things to me that, you know, helps, because we knew, yeah, we're interested, we're doing this, we're, you know, blah, blah, blah. And you can, it's not as good, of course, as, you know, the newer construction, but you can insulate inside, the outside, you know, just kind of give us a direction to go with it, you know. I hate to go spend money and.
Yeah. Well, I really feel it'll be used. I think it's been missed by the groups that have used it in the past.
Yeah.
And always, you know, there's, well, I don't know how many, but people used to rent it sometimes for weddings and things like that. So it's the only thing they have in town.
Did you see the PowerPoint that I did for up to the school there probably a year and a half ago, what the interior looks like? I had pictures of everything.
No, I didn't see
I didn't bring my computer in with me, but I have that on my computer
Oh, really?
too. Oh yeah, the horsehair plaster's cracked everywhere. It's all going to have to be replaced on the inside.
That's because of raising it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in real bad shape.
Yeah.
So.
And the other thing was sort of the bathrooms.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, because now that we messed with it too, we've got to we got to meet all ADA compliance with it too.
Right.
So and that's going to get costly. The ramps and the ADA. I think we can get away with a unisex bathroom, ADA compliant. You don't have to have men's and women's.
It's unisex now.
Yeah, you know.
Right. Yeah, I think. I mean, I've seen it other places. Unisex, so it is acceptable.
Yeah. I did some research on it when I first came in, but even that, I guess, from what I understood, was that the leach field and tank were okay. I mean, so they were going to just plug right into it, but I don't know where the tank is, you know, so there's some other questions there for me, I don't know. But quite a project right now that.
Well, I'm glad that you're looking at putting it on spring, and I think historical, as I speak with them, will really talk it up, and hopefully something can be done.
Even if you use just, like you say, more than 3 months, you get the summertime hours or whatever, till something better. You get that big old monster furnace in there, that hot air furnace, which I think still works, or did, you know, for what Sue was telling.
Yeah, it did when we used it.
Which in the fall would be nice, October.
The American Legion would help use it a lot, and they would do a lot of the handwork.
Yep.
Okay, that was one.
Yep.
The other thing is that historical, we've been talking, and 2017 is 250th year, so historical would like to be involved and do something. I did bring with me the 1992 as sort of a foundation, and I have a couple of people in historical that we've created a small committee that starting in probably April 2016 to start working on it and things like that.
Yep. I know the festival committee's already working on it too. They need more help.
Oh, that's-
way more help.
Yeah.
But they've been looking at it, and those 67 and 92, those were 3-day events, if I remember correctly. 67 I wasn't there, but 92 I was. But they were 3-day events, and to pull something like that off would be great.
Yeah.
You know.
I think the town could use it. I think,
Absolutely.
you know, the problem always has been, for some reason, which is to separate it.
Yep.
So
Yep.
things like that
Help to
bring it together.
We need the community spirit back. Yep. Our question right now, and I haven't had a chance, to me, in my mind, the perfect place to hold something like that would have been Red Wing Farm. You know, that big fields and everything like that. You could have done a lot of room. But now with the gardens over there, I'm not sure if we could actually be able to use that and things like
Yeah, because they do.
So where would you hold it? You know, so we're looking
Oh,
at these
that's-
three buildings now, you know, use the schools or something like that. But
Yeah, that would be another reason. It'd be nice to have the old town hall
yeah.
available to use, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it almost would, you know, be neat to be able to, just a short drive, so and so set up here, or, you know, down here's the main thing
That's
going
what
on.
I sort of picture, and, you know, then we had, well, historical had a self-guided tour of all the different places, and, different organizations did things, but, you know, I'm looking at what we used to do, was have a dance, have a contest, have
Beer
for more
growing
than one
contest would be
day.
fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, when I look back in 1967, I see that the town did a lot of money for it, like $1,510, if I think I wrote it down. But yeah, that, you know, that's something to,
Yeah.
because that was a long time ago.
That was the intention of part of the intention of the festival committee putting the 1,500 on the ballot this year, so they could start building. They could use the money to secure people and get them signed up, you know, but also let the vendor spaces continue to roll. That money rolls. Tax appropriation disappears, so use that, spend it on the bills, pay the bills with it. But the other money's rolling. So I believe they have almost 4,000 or somewhere around there saved up right now, rolling towards the 250th.
Right.
So they got one more festival to go, learning some more, and I agree with you. I think for the 250th, it should be
Town-wide celebration.
and I think it should be a tax appropriation personally, to at least throw it on the ballot, if, you know, a little bit more for the celebration.
Right.
I went down last spring myself with my wife, to a fife and drum corps down in Lexington. And we talked to a couple of the groups down there, and they're willing to come up for the 250th and actually do a fife and drum show, which would be kind of neat too.
Yeah,
I
because
thought.
we have Steve Woodman right in the village.
Yep.
Who's involved in all that sort of thing.
Yep, he does the Civil War. Yeah, he's my foster uncle. So.
Yeah, yeah, so I mean, we have people right there.
Yep.
In our own town that could pull something like that together too.
Yep. Well, we were talking. I was talking with somebody else just recently. It would be kind of neat to, you know, if you have, because we actually have the guy that does the cannons for the Memorial Day service, and he had done it for the festival. He has contacts, and he does Revolutionary War reenactment. Dan Meehan, Steve Woodman, they do the Civil War type reenactment. And it'd be kind of neat to hit the different time periods. Historically, I thought about getting the schools involved. Even the schools would be interested in.
Oh yeah.
We had a Cooper up here for the festival this year. He lives right here in town. He works down Strawberry Bank.
Ron.
Yep.
I know him.
Yep. And just neat to
Yeah. Right.
see how that's done, you know, and he's doing it all by hand. I thought too, I says, I know a couple blacksmiths. Steve Woodman's one that's
Right.
dabbled in it.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of neat, historically, to have the kids, this is how things were done. But
So we have a lot right at our fingertips.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Gully Oven, I thought worked out wonderfully. It really.
There's a lot of people there that day.
I was surprised. I was thrilled
Yeah.
to see that many people turn out for something
Absolutely.
like that.
Absolutely.
I bet there were about at least 60 people.
Absolutely. Yep.
scanning the crowd, so, and it was done very nicely.
Yes,
In fact, to compliment the conservation committee, because they did a very good job.
absolutely,
Yeah.
yes.
So
We
that's
got
all.
your tree replaced too.
Hmm?
We got your tree replaced out here.
It's
I don't know if
kind
you
of, it's
saw
kind
that.
of skimpy looking.
It's smaller, yeah. It is smaller.
I came and looked at it a couple of times. I'm sort of hoping it keeps its leaves
Yeah.
until it's supposed to fall and things
Yep.
like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
The other one last year got run over by a car. We had somebody come through midnight or whatever time it was, blew through the fence, ran over a couple trees, ran over the maple, turned over the rock
Yeah.
that has a plaque on it, ran back out through the fence. So
I thought it just died on its own, but
no, it got leaned right over sideways.
that's a shame. Yeah.
So
But-
we stuck it back up, hoping maybe it'll take. But we didn't think it
No,
would.
no.
But
But that's good. We're happy that it's there.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
I report to the garden club every so often.
yeah, good.
How it's doing. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
So what do you want? Where do you want to go with the 250th celebration? You said you had a small committee that's looking at it, or
Well, actually, looking at overall at everything. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know who you have or people that are interested that we could contact and maybe get together.
yeah. Actually, I could just have my wife contact you if you want. 'Cause
Okay,
the festival
sure.
committee's kind of gearing towards that, and
Yeah.
they got a lot of the contacts going. They just need a lot more volunteers to help direct traffic.
Oh yeah,
and,
you
I mean,
need a
there's-
lot.
There was 3 of them and a few teenagers with community service hours. There was 3 adults.
Yeah.
You know, I jumped in, kind of helping a little bit too, but you know, and you know the camera's on, so I'm speaking to everybody in the camera world.
Yeah.
No, I forgot
They-
all about it.
Listen, sometimes it was just 1 or 2 adults and
Yep.
and the kids, and they really could have used the help. And matter of fact, just speaking for myself, not for the Board of Selectmen, my name's Deb Wilson, but I suggested several times getting in touch with the Historical Society to do a few different things, but I was, from what I understood, somebody at the Historical Society didn't want to be involved this year.
That's right,
So
because last year we were, and it wasn't very profitable.
well, it's not all about profit.
Not just profitable. But
Yeah.
Not that many people came to our table even, and that's what we were.
Yeah, but
on,
it's
is people
the
coming.
Town Historical Society wouldn't have had to have paid for a booth, you know, and you are a Town Historical Society, and you know, I personally, and I'm not speaking for the festival committee because I'm not part of them, but I personally was a little offended that the Town Historical Society didn't want to waste their time on a regular everyday festival, and now, you know, you guys are coming and presenting the possibility of a budget amount on the town vote for the 250th, when, you know, you didn't want to be involved in just the regular everyday festival, which I thought, by the way, the festival committee did a fantastic job, and everybody in town that did attend was giving them a lot of kudos, and nobody could understand why the Historical Society didn't want to waste their time with us.
Well,
You know,
that's
so-
all. Because- yeah,
I
you can
hate to
answer.
put it as a waste of time.
well,
I think the thing is that you need volunteers. And the prior year, it was hard to get volunteers, you know, depending on the time of year it was and everything else. And that year, we had 5 of us took turns, because I work on Saturdays. But I was there to open and I was there to close, and it closed early. And I don't know whether it was where we were situated or what. I was just very disappointed that we weren't there to make money. We
Yeah.
were there to let people know we exist.
right.
And we did have chapters with us to sell, because we always do, and we're hoping, you know, that people would be interested enough to come. We were near all the politicians and tables, and I felt that was a hindrance, but that was my opinion.
You're probably right.
There weren't a lot of people that probably went to those tables either. But, no, I mean, you know, I take it, we are interested in town, and we have always been.
Yeah, because I had a few things that I presented to the festival committee and said, hey, you know, where is our historical society? Like, they should be all over this, and you know, you guys should be posting just as many as the festival committee posted. You guys should have been posted, hey, we're going to be there, and you know, and when I was told that you weren't interested in attending, I personally, as a resident of the town, was offended that you couldn't be bothered with us.
Well,
So
that's your-
that's just
that's-
my
that's
opinion,
right.
right?
I hope,
Right.
I hope that everybody didn't feel that.
Well, and I think you know, the town's going through some healing. You know, let's all be honest with each other. You know, definitely going through some healing. We need to rebuild community spirit. It's not like it was 30 years ago, 40 years ago, by any means. You get a lot more influx of different people coming in
Right.
that, you know, I know. I mean, we've been at a family-owned business for a long time, and you know, it used to be 3:30 to 5 o'clock. I'd be waving still standing, but I'm waving as people go by. You know, and you don't do that anymore. So it's rebuilding that, but I do think that it was a little more positive this year. I think we're regrowing and getting a little better because there were other committees and other jumping in. So.
And truthfully, my opinion, the first year we attended, is that it seemed more geared to children than it did to adults, in a sense. That's.
Well, that's what honestly the public's coming back with even this year. Boy, even more, you know, more kid stuff.
Well, I think that's great. I'm not saying it isn't. It's
have a
just
good
that,
balance
you know,
of it. Yeah.
when I look at, which they're not doing it, but Christmas tree farm that had
Yep.
for 2 years had theirs, and that was wonderful. It was amazing at the number of people that came. So people are attracted, excuse me, to things like that.
Yeah.
Also, just to say, as far as back to this, the I mean, I'm involved with Ladies Circle and Dorcas and the Garden Club, all those. So that I mean, we're all interested in community projects, and you can see by our record that we do things.
Yeah. Good. I guess another thing to kind of put in the back of the Historical Society's mind is the dates that we would be looking at. I think it's 1967, no, actually I know 1967 and 1992, the 225th, it was like July 3rd, 4th, and 5th, or 5th, 6th, and 7th, it's right around the 4th. And I don't know what your thoughts would be on
it was
the 250th.
The 2nd through the 5th, yeah.
I don't know if that would seem to be a good time on this day and age.
That would be something to question.
Yeah,
It's
people go on vacation this time.
So at least vacation time maybe for our people, but also the campgrounds and things have all an influx.
Yeah.
So it could help.
Yeah.
But really, we want to gear it towards the town. So,
Yeah.
So we can look at dates and things.
Because I know that's one thing that they're talking about too, is because I mean they did it last year. The festival was in September, and then they moved it back to August this year because it conflicted with other things last year, and now trying to find that right time where it doesn't conflict with anything is almost impossible. But
Yeah. Oh, it is.
you just gotta pick a date and go with it. But like I was saying to my wife, I says, you know, consistency is what's gonna draw people.
That's how I feel too.
Once you've got that consistent time
Exactly.
periods, people start setting it on the calendar.
They don't even need to look at the calendar. They know you do it, and
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
it helps. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, good. That's all I had to say.
Well, I appreciate you coming in. I'll
So
have her give you a call probably if that
Okay.
works for you. Want to do that? Or when do you guys meet? Do you still meet? Still
Historical.
going in the fall? Maybe she'd be better
yeah,
off to attend a
we
meeting.
meet, let's see. Yeah. October and November, we meet, we meet June, July and August.
Oh, okay.
We meet April, May, and June at the library.
Okay.
July, August, and September, we meet at the academy.
Okay.
And then October and November, we come back to the library, which I had called and left my message. I haven't talked to the library yet, but just to confirm our date, the first Monday of the month, and
Okay.
whatever, yeah.
First Monday of the month. Okay.
Yeah, this month, September, we won't be meeting.
Okay.
And October, we happen to be meeting at one of the members' homes, a new person in Lebanon who's invited us
Oh, nice.
as the whole society to their home to see the renovations
I know who it is. Yeah.
they're
bet.
doing and
Yeah.
everything else, so that then we do things like that too.
Over in West Lebanon. Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
so that's what, yeah.
Nice.
Good, well, thank you very
Thank
much
you.
for your time.
You have a good evening.
I'll go home and feed the cats.